Hello ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, this is Megneous and welcome back to another episode of Kerbal Space Program 0.25 Career Mode. In our last episode of Kerbal Space Program, we made it to orbit, we did lots of orbital science, and then we made our way back to Kerbal. We landed somewhat close to where I wanted to, I suppose, but not exactly. We need to go explore the moon next. Unfortunately, we do not have enough science to get the fuel lines, so the external fuel ducts are quite expensive for science. It's 90 science, and we only have 17.2 at the moment. Off camera, I bought this science thingamajigger here for 45 science, I believe it was. Yes, it was, so that I could get the larger fuel tanks, the T800s, which are amazing. However, we don't have enough science, and honestly, I don't know if we can get 90 science without going to the moon, or at least orbiting the moon. So, the first thing that I want to do, just to make sure we have enough fuel to get there and back, is I want to go here. No, this is actually not where I want to go. Sorry, guys. This is where I want to go. And I want to use Linus Kerman, the guy who does the almighty science stuffins. We are going to trade some of our monies for science. This is the first time I'm going to be using any of these, like, plans, these approaches to doing Kerbal Space Program, so let's see, the one that we want to use will be using money in order to get science. So not this one takes reputation, which I have no idea what reputation does, to be honest. So we want to use the one that takes our funds, takes 5% of our funds income and yields 1 science per 35 funds. I'm going to call them Kerbal bucks. So it costs us quite a lot of money to set this up, but after we do this, we should get quite a bit more science. So I'm going to do the outsource R&D. We are going to commit 5% to this because, you know, committing more to it makes it quite frightening. It takes 100% of your funds income. Very, very expensive. Let's just do 5% for now. Accept the strategy. Are you sure you want to activate this strategy? It can't be modified once activated. Oh, no refunds. Alright, well that's terrifying, but we have 127 Kerbal bucks at the moment, so why not? There we go. We're going to do that because we need some more science. Science is important, and I'm going to trust that that science works. So, now that we have that, I need to go to the Kerbal North Pole, and I have already built a Polar Explorer vehicle. Now the problem is that I also need a ladder. However, I do not have a ladder. The reason I need a ladder is because I need to be able to land and then also come back. Well, not come back, what am I talking about? I need to be able to land, get my Kerbal out of his ship, and then make him go down to the land, grab a sample, and then get back into his ship. Unfortunately, that's not going to be possible, because we do not have ladders. We do, however, have landing legs, which, unfortunately probably aren't going to work very well, but, well, we'll see if this goes out all the way. Yeah, looks good enough for me, close enough. So we are going to hopefully land this thing. We are going to jump out of our ship, and then we're going to have to recover the ship and the Kerbal separately, which is sort of unfortunate. This is going to cost us 8,500 Kerbal bucks just to go to the North Pole. In fact, this may be a little bit too much stuff. I may be able to get to the North Pole a little bit easier than this, but you know, whatever. It's the Kerbal way to over-engineer, so let's go ahead and put this on the launch pad. I don't think we're going to have any troubles launching, although this staging does look quite questionable, so let's, there, I think that staging looks good. The Polar Explorer. Oh, and we should probably switch out our crew, because Jebediah Kerman is far too important to risk on this. Dokal Kerman will once again be our hero, exploring the North Pole. I really wish that we could set up bases for a continuous influx of science. Alright, here we go. Dokal Kerman to the North Pole. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition! And we have liftoff of the Polar Explorer on its way to the North Pole to give us lots of tasty science so that we can get fuel ducts, so that we can hopefully go to the moon on a free return. Actually, we're probably going to do an orbit the first time, because for some reason there isn't... Well, there is one objective for transmitting data from the space around the moon, but we could probably get the stuff to orbit the moon pretty easily as well, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Let's see, we're going to hit the 100 meters per second mark just on time, which is nice. We are probably going to hit 200 a little bit early, though. For now, I just want to go straight up. I don't want to go anywhere special. May as well look at these things. Orbit Kerbal, yeah, we did that. Escape the atmosphere and altitude record. Yep, did all of those, no problem. We're going to have to throttle down just a little bit to save ourselves some fuel from the air drag. Don't want to go over 200 meters per second. I want to ride the 200. Yeah, save that fuel. Save that fuel. Actually, we should probably start going to the north now. Actually, now that I think of it. Let's go to the north, my friend. Oh, no you don't. See, it wants to pull over to the side because we have the goo canister, which I really should have bought the science bay. Guys, I don't know why you let me get, you know, stuff other than the science bay. We need that science. That science is darn important. And let's check the map to see if we are... Yes, indeed, we are slowly making our way towards the North Pole. Not very quickly, mind you, but we are making it, slowly but surely. I don't know how far we're going to make it when this little guy runs out of fuel, our bottom tanks. Oh, it's actually going to be right about here. Boop. There we go. Now this is going to be slightly less fuel efficient than when I tried it off camera just to make sure that we had enough Delta V to get there. And that, my friends, is going to be because I added landing legs. I did not test it with landing legs, which perhaps was a little bit foolish. But meh, what can you do? Come on, get back on the north line. Do it. This is incredibly fuel inefficient, by the way. But it'll be fine. It'll be fine, guys. There we go. So I've never actually landed at the North Pole. I just tested launching the rocket, so I'm not exactly sure if this will be able to slow down enough to land safely. But we have landing legs for that, you know? Which, by the way, I would feel great if we could actually use the landing legs like the Falcon 9 first stage does to increase our drag so that we could slow down. Apparently the terminal velocity of a falling first stage of Falcon 9 is about half as much as it would be without landing legs extended. How awesome is that? Super cool. Slowly making our way over there. Looks like we are about to have touchdown for our trajectory in the polar area. However, I would like personally to make it go a little bit further beyond the middle because there's going to be some atmospheric drag which will probably slow us down. So what's that, about 3/4 of the way through? Yeah, that'll be fine. This is a little bit too far out actually, but meh. Whatever. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. In fact, this rocket may actually be able to get to orbit, come to think of it. It has quite a bit of Delta V. I don't know. Maybe I should install Kerbal Engineer. That'd be a good way to test our things. I may actually do that, come to think of it. Kerbal Engineer is something pretty cool that I've never used before. I always used MacLeod to check the Delta V for rockets. Man, this game is freaking beautiful. I realize I say this every single time I play this game, but really, this game is so beautiful, man. That Milky Way, though. I realize it's not actually the Milky... Well, maybe it is the Milky Way. Either way, it's beautiful. It's beautiful, man. I'm gonna speed this up just a little, because I don't want to go through this the entire time. Actually, can I do multiple crew reports? I'm outside the atmosphere right now, right? So this should be relatively safe. No, I was wrong. It's not safe at all. EVA report. Keep the science. And, oh my god, what have I done? As long as we're not going into the atmosphere, it should be okay, guys. We're going on a spacewalk on a suborbital trajectory. It'll be fine, guys. It'll be fine. Don't freak out. Grab it. Grab it. Get back in. Woo! Nice. Good job. So we can only keep one crew report as far as I know, but I think we can get multiple EVA reports, so I'm gonna go with that. And going through our apoapsis and coming down into the atmosphere any moment now. Oh wow, that was sudden. We are clearly back in the atmosphere. Thank you very much, game, for killing the sound on that. I really wish they would transition that just a little bit better. That would be nice. Why can I not see? Oh, there we go. We are coming in at quite a strange angle, actually. I don't... Why does it feel like we're spinning? I don't... Oh, sweet mother of God. Why are we spinning like this? Is it because we're directly over the North Pole? Yeah, that must have been why. Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh, sweet Jesus. It'll be okay, Dokal Kerman. You'll be fine. Don't worry. This is completely normal. This is not normal. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, actually, since this engine does not produce electricity, I don't know, it looks like we'll have enough electricity. It doesn't look too bad. That sun, though. Yeah, it looks like we're fine. No problems. I'm going to let out our parachute under 150, I believe. Use up some of our fuel to make us slow down. Boom. So there goes our parachute. We should put out our landing legs. There's our chute. We are currently going at 10.6 meters per second, which is quite alright actually on its own, but I think we are also going to use our thrusters just a little bit, use our engine, so that we successfully land this little puppy. Don't want to lose our landing legs. That would be very bad. Dokal Kerman, it seems that you are going to be the first Kerbal in this save to successfully navigate the polar ice caps of Kerbin. And that, my friends, I think that is Megneous. That little white dot. You can see Megneous. I don't know if you can see this on YouTube actually, because maybe YouTube has lower resolution or something, but if you're watching in 1080p right now, you should be able to see that little white dot. Oh god, we're gonna land. Oh, there we go, we landed. Well, that was anticlimactic. That little white dot, if you can see that, I'm almost certain that that is Megneous, because the moon... Well, the moon is apparently on the southern hemisphere of Kerbin at the moment, or maybe it's on the other side. I don't... Where is the moon? So we should be able to see it from here, actually. But yeah, that dot is most definitely Megneous. And the moon... Which way is this? I have no way of telling which direction is which because I'm like on the North Pole. So, where be the moon? It should be like equatorial somewhere. Okay, if this is Megneous, what is that? Strange little lighting artifact. Okay, so clearly we can't see the moon right now. The sun is over that way. So that is clearly this way. Okay, maybe we can't see it because it's on the complete dark side. I don't know. It should be in between Megneous and the sun. That's Tylo. Why can we see Tylo from here? That's weird. Where did Megneous go? There's Megneous and there's the sun. So it should be like somewhere over here, but I don't... Maybe if we zoom out enough, maybe we'll see it. There it is, there's the moon. Why is it so low? It's super weird. So the moon is indeed in an equatorial orbit around Kerbin, but Megneous on the other hand is quite eccentric. Not eccentric, what is it called? I forgot what this is called, but half the time it's visible from the North Pole very easily, and then it goes near equatorial, and then it goes down so it's easily visible from the South Pole and Southern Hemisphere. Quite a pain to land on it if you count the getting the encounter part. Landing on it once you have the encounter is no problem. Super low gravity. The moon is much easier to actually get to, but once you get an encounter with Megneous, it's super easy to land. But that's enough of that. Before we do anything else, let us grab a crew report. That's science, though. And observe the mystery goo. The mystery goo seems to be doing absolutely nothing. Alright, so keep the data. You would think that it would, like, freeze or something, or form ice crystals. Apparently not. And you, Dokal Kerman, unfortunately, you are going to be sacrificing yourself, falling down to the bottom. We have no ladder for you. I'm so sorry. And I suppose you're gonna want to put down a flag, huh, Dokal? Plant that flag. Oh my gosh, I'm always going backwards. There you go, that NASA flag. North Pole. North Kerbal Pole. Kerbal North Pole, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. And Dokal was here. Good job. Let's move away from that flag for a little bit. Gonna take ourselves an EVA report. Keep that science. Sample. Oh, so much science. Oh, actually, wait a second. Review the sample. This isn't really solid ground, is it? You got a sample but feared to dig any deeper because of the startling cracking sounds the ice made. You try not to think back on how you landed here. So, it's probably a good idea. Keep that data. And what was that EVA report? Do a new EVA report. I don't think a spacesuit was entirely necessary to get here, was it? That's the same for whether you land in the water or on the North Pole, anything like that. Alright, that's fine. So we are going to recover our poor little guy, poor little Kerbal, Dokal Kerman. We got 10 signs for that. Not bad at all. And we are going to go and take control of this right here. And then we are going to recover this. The sound of a parachute releasing, that was strange, but either way, recover the vessel. The vessel. And we got another 18.5 science. So all in all, that was a good trip. We can probably now get the science thingamabob, the science lab, the little science lab. Don't have enough to get the fuel duct, though. Very unfortunate, and we spent a lot of money on that, so I don't know. Should we get the science and the batteries? I'm finding career mode a little bit harder than I thought it would be, you know, requiring money and stuff like that. Maybe I should go for the science module. It does cost a lot to get it, however, in the end, the extra science should be able to get us the fuel systems, and we're gonna want the science module, the science lab, before we go to the moon anyway, so maybe we'll end up getting that. What? There was one other thing that I wanted to check. Yes, I wanted to check if we have any new awesome stuff. Test this. Honestly, that doesn't give us a whole lot of money. This gives us plenty of money. What is this? Test the Rockamax 55 radial mount liquid engine orbiting Kerbal. We can orbit Kerbal, that's not a big problem, and we can do it fairly cheaply too. One disgruntled worker from Rockamax conglomerate pulling another all-nighter felt for the most part sure about whether there was no other option but to conduct a full-scale test to see if the Rockamax Mark 55 radial mount and liquid engine did work as expected. Granted, the amount of times there would be a dubiously not that bad accident was a big part of why. However, case may be, this is why we're here. Alright, so it looks like we have this is quite prestigious. I'm not sure why. This is actually quite easy to do. All we have to do is get into orbit. I think it's much harder to do the ones that are actually in the atmosphere, and like you have to be in between a certain altitude and be going a certain speed. I think those are dumb. That's sort of annoying. However, this one on the other hand is freaking awesome. So I will take this one, and we will do that to grab some science and some delicious money. Test this one landed at Kerbal. It only gives us 206 Kerbal bucks. Why would we want to do that? There's no reason for us to do that at all. I needs my monies. And the rest of those are not so great. So, we got some new missions. We'll probably do that next episode, as well as begin building our moon rocket. Perhaps test it, go on a free return trajectory around the moon. For now, though, we're all out of time. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. My name is Megneous, and I will see you next time.